75th anniversary of Executive Order 9066, which I've referenced in the past, the motion, which was the order signed by FDR to place Japanese Americans in internment camps. Brendan should know, because one of our classes we are in with John Ruff, who's doing research on this now. The reason I bring it up, first of all, I think it's important to remember. Second of all, whenever I try to talk history with my roommates, they generally walk away or put in earbuds. So it's kind of nice to have an outlet where I can say it. And then also, I think it's important for us as senators to be alert for injustices on campus, whether they're big or small, and find what Senate's role is with to approach these injustices and what we can do. And then the second part of my report, in terms of working on more effective transitions, I've begun going through the Constitution to outline the various roles and responsibilities of all the positions. So the chairs of the committee should expect an email in the next few weeks to ask if we can meet, sit down, and kind of sort some things out.
Thank you, Senator Teeman. Other senators' reports? Seeing none, we move to advisors' reports.
No.
Thank you, Dean Jenkins. Moving on to item 8, do the oaths of office. So any new senators who have not given their oaths of office, please come down to the floor now. Yes. Basically, I'm just going
Sure.
But you'll need to sign it, so. Yeah, I've signed it.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah, I've already signed.
We can do you next time, because you're not really. But yeah, so basically, I'm gonna, you guys repeat after me. I'm not gonna read this entire like last section. We not voted on yet? Okay, so yeah, you're not gonna sign this yet. There you go, Mike.
Sorry.
So I'm just gonna read after this, repeat after me, and I'm gonna skip some of the sections, so I'll just read the first line and the last line, you guys can sign. Say that with me. I'm going to just basically repeat after me. I'm gonna skip like a lot of big.
I feel like we didn't prove a lot of people last week.
First
Like, I
line.
know we voted on Mark.
And then after we voted, sign the line.
It's just because we were on my
Oh, because just because we voted and we couldn't, okay.
No,
Gotcha.
you just repeat after me. All right, if you want to turn around and face. Oh, yes. All right. You'll repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Joshua Felty,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of name your position
the office of Student Relations Coordinator
of Valparaiso University,
of Valparaiso University,
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend
the interests of the Valparaiso University Student Senate
the interests of the Valparaiso University Student Senate
and the student body of Valparaiso University.
and the student body of Valparaiso University.
I state your name
I, Joshua Felty,
as a duly appointed representative of the student body
as a duly appointed representative of the student body
and Valparaiso University,
and Valparaiso University,
do hereby solemnly affirm to
do hereby solemnly affirm to
act in the interest of and as a representative of
act in the interest of and as a representative of
or advocate for Valparaiso University
or advocate for Valparaiso University
and perform all duties to the best of my ability at all times.
and perform all duties to the best of my abilities at all times.
Thank you. If you would sign the line. There's a question. Today's the 20th, yeah. Congratulations to our newly appointed senators. All right. That done, we will move on to officer reports. President Zaki.
Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to start by saying a warm welcome to our new senators and to those of us that have been here that were just sworn in. We're very happy to have you here in the roles that you are, and we're very excited for the perspective, the energy, and the talents that you bring to our group. So welcome. Second, I'd like to share that something coming up that I mentioned last week is the elections. So we met in our advisors meeting, and we decided, based on the bylaws, there is a timeline that needs to be set in order for everything to happen appropriately so that students have enough time to prepare and plan. And so I want to say thank you to the screening committee because they worked overtime to interview the candidates that we had for the chair, and I believe that's going to be presented to us today. So the next step then that you can look out for is on Friday, we should have the first information sent out to campus on how you should go about applying for a position. So that's the first step in the election process. If you're interested yourself, or if you'd like to recommend this to other people for all positions, Friday will be the first day where the materials will be sent out by the chair. So that's exciting. And then the last thing I wanted to say was just a thank you to all of the committees for the work that you do. It's President's Day, so it's an honor for me to be your president. And I don't always get to see the work that you do each day, each week, because you do it so often and a lot of times without any recognition. So especially this week, I wanted to thank the administration committee because this weekend was re-recognition weekend, and I know you put in a lot of hours and met with a lot of people, and that didn't even get to complete all of the organizations that we have. So I really just wanted to say thank you for the work that you guys do on a daily basis. And that's it for me for now.
Thank you, President Zaki. For my report, I just want to echo President Zaki's sentiment that I want to thank you all for your diligent work, especially during this busy time of year, and to keep that up as we move into budgeting season and everything else. So, with that in mind, Parliamentary Tahan, does she have a report? Secretary Topol?
No, I'm not going to report with her.
Okay, thank you. Secretary Topol, your report?
Once the name cards for new senators will be coming in within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you. PRC Young?
Going to try to update the website as soon as I get the information from the previous PRC. Oh, yes, and then after the meeting today, we would like to post on our Instagram a short thank you to all the clubs, to all the organizations' presidents. So it'll be like a really quick video of like individuals saying, thank you, presidents, something along those lines. Yeah, thank you, and then at the end it will be narrated with a short thank you to all the presidents of all the organizations. That'll just be a minute. We'll try to make it fast.
Thank you. Executive and Assistant Treasurers Gabe and Hatfield.
Okay guys, some boring stuff, so bear with me. Today was the stipend deadline. It was really exciting because I actually had a lot of those in. I'm hoping for the last few to be rolling in either this week or the beginning of next week. I will not be accepting them after spring break because third quarter is passed over by that point, and they should have been in, and I need to be able to get the fourth quarter stipend requests turned in. So hopefully those will all be in before spring break. All other requests are due April 10th, as I've said before, and that went out in the email. Again, if you are a new senator, please send me your email address so I can make sure I add you to the listserv so that you get added to that, so you get the deadlines as well. So if your liaison asks you a question, you're actually able to answer them. It's still up in the air what dates I'm going to set up for finance tables right now, but once I do know, that'll also go out in an email as well. So keep an eye out for that. Again, I'll hopefully be able to expect some of you to be there, obviously regarding class and work schedules and everything, but just so that there's some other people there, so if I have multiple people in the office at one time, we can all help address all of their issues. Another, this isn't really my thing, but I'm just going to touch on it because it had affected me this weekend in dealing with requests. When you guys are in the office, I know we all usually rotate desks and sit all over the place, but if you do sit at the seat where Clayton and I normally are working at, please be extra careful. There's lots of important paperwork and documents and receipts in that area, and this weekend some receipts were lost that needed to be used for reimbursements. So please keep an eye out. Please be careful when you're throwing things away. Just make a note of that if you're going to sit in those seats. I'm sure other people have things that they keep around their areas too. So just make sure if you're trying to clean up or something that you're only cleaning up your stuff. I know sometimes my desk is really crazy and has piles and piles, and it looks like I'm really unorganized, but the piles are there for a reason, so if you could leave them, that would be fantastic. Along those lines, if any students are coming in to drop off requests while you're in the office, please don't just throw them on the desk. Either go put them in the drawer, put them in my mailbox, or put them on my chair, but please don't put them on top of the desk, because that just will help avoid a lot of the confusion of what's going on.
Same with admin stuff.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Yeah, and if you don't know who it's supposed to go to or what it's for, your best bet is to just leave it in the big drawer that's labeled Student Senate under the mailboxes. And if you don't know where that is, please let me know and I will tell you, because you should know where that is so you can tell other people to turn things in there, but it'll also be kind of a good spot so things aren't getting lost. Anybody have any questions? No? Okay, I hope you all remember those dates, and if not, send me an email because I'll remind you. Thank you.
Thank you, Treasurer Gabe. Move on to committee reports. Executive committee.
We will be meeting Wednesday at 3:30 in the Hubby Center room.
Thank you, President Zaki. Administration committee.
Hello, everyone. So rewrite happened this weekend. That's why my committee's not here. I told them they could have the night off. I also thought we were going to be doing interviews into this time, but we're not. So for one reason or another, whether it was not having their paperwork in on time, not having a signature from an advisor, not submitting a constitution, not showing up at all, we have 26 organizations that were not recognized this weekend out of our 100 and something. So we're going to have a makeup time for that. That's going to be this Thursday. We also asked every single one of the orgs about who had emailed them and told them about, who, and there were some who said that they monitor their email very closely and they haven't received one email from their liaison all year. So I will be contacting you soon about that. There's a bunch of tier changes that we're going to vote on next week. Like Brandy said, please don't move stuff. And if you have any concerns, come and talk to me. Also, approve the orgs as a slate next week. It makes things really easy. Thank you.
Senator Dubinsky. Finance committee.
We just have a couple line items. Okay, so Sigma Alpha Iota wants to move $100 from their alumni tea over to spring formal. The reason is due to circumstances out of our control, we had to cancel our alumni tea event. We would like to use this money to fund the fundraiser that will occur at our spring gala. We did 500.
Is there any discussion on this motion? If not, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of moving $100 from Sigma Alpha Iota's alumni tea line to spring formal, please raise your hand. Thank you. Those opposed and abstentions? Vote passes 15-02.
All right, Sigma Tau Delta is moving $340 from conferences and sponsored retreats over to organizational sponsored events. This was because the members were unable to go to the convention due to schedule conflicts. So they're shifting the money into a new line that's going to be for their cabaret, literary ball, and creative writing readings. We voted 5-0.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of moving $340 from Sigma Tau Delta's conferences and sponsored retreats line to their organization events line, please raise your hand. Thank you. Those opposed and abstentions? The vote passes 16-01.
And then Tau Beta Pi is moving from 3 lines: Jeopardy base game, Jeopardy additional scoreboards, and additional clickers for Jeopardy, over to the TED Week activities and banquet. And the amount is $792.09 cumulatively. So they decided not to get the Jeopardy game, which they asked us a lot for. And then they're using it to offset the cost of that TED banquet that happened, which was an evening in which engineering students and faculty come together for a meal, engineering awards are presented, and the president and provost speak to the students and faculty. So we voted 3-1-0 on this.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of moving the sum of $792.09 from the aforementioned lines of Tau Beta Pi to their TED Week activities and banquet line, please raise your hand. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. And abstentions? The vote passes 15-1-1.
Since Chandler isn't here, I'm just going to do a committee on media thing.
Okay, Committee on Media.
All right, we have another meeting this week. I think we're going to do it at 5. We're going to do another thing, but yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Senator Denard. Screening Committee.
Actually, Senator Locke sent me another report.
Okay.
Just saying that they're continuing interviews this week, and they will hope to have a decision before spring break for the media exam.
Meeting execs.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. That being said, we'll move on to Screening Committee.
Hello everyone. Before we begin, just a couple announcements. We're going to be working on filling the parliamentarian, secretary, and PRC for next year. These positions are going to be filled by screening committee and elections. And then we'll also be working with the treasurer to select a new assistant treasurer for next year. On the voting, we voted for Benjamin Weisnora. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Screening committee recommended him for the freshman senator seat 4-0-0.
Is there any discussion on this? If not, we will vote. All those in favor of approving Benjamin Weisnora for the freshman center position, please raise your hand. Thank you. Those opposed and abstentions? The vote passes 16-0-1.
And then the screening committee would like to recommend Benjamin Tiemann for the chairman of the elections committee. We voted 2-1-0 on that.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, we will move to a vote. All those in favor of approving Ben Teeman for the Elections Committee Chairman position, please raise your hand. Thank you. Those opposed? And abstentions? Vote passes 16-0-1.
Oh, that's it?
Thank you. Committee on Residence.
Okay, so I have some kind of exciting news. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the blood drive that we had most recently. Don't remember exactly when that was. There was a really great turnout for it, so much so that they had to start turning people away who didn't have an appointment. So the next blood drive, I believe, is during Greek Week, and they encourage, if you want to give blood, to make an appointment, so that way they do not have to turn you down. Apparently it was a real time squeeze for everything. And the second thing that I have to announce is campus is doing rewiring for the TVs. So all of our HD TVs will actually have HD channels. This is planned to be in the works after spring break, so everything should work after spring break. And along with all of the HD channels, we're also supposed to be getting like 22 new channels. So just some exciting information. So hopefully all those really nice TVs that we have in our lounges and our rooms will actually work like they're supposed to. And that's it.
Thank you, Senator Vincent. Discount Card Committee.
We're gonna have to sign a lot of, we're gonna have to cross off Applebee's, sorry guys, after the meeting. So if you could stick around, I'd really appreciate it. Or else I'll have to do all 4,220 myself.
Thank you, PRC. So yes, old business, we have no old business from last week. New business, is there any new business to be proposed?
Office for the new senator. This week.
Yeah, we can. Wait, do I have another? Yeah, we can do that right now. So, just to repeat after me, basically, I'm just going to all this. Let's go from this first one to this one. All right. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Benjamin Weisnora,
Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute
the office of, state your position,
the office of Freshman Senator
of Valparaiso University,
of Valparaiso University,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend the interests
preserve, protect, and defend the interests
of the Valparaiso University Student Senate and the student body of Valparaiso University.
of
Defend the interests of the Valparaiso University Student Senate.
defend the interests of the Valparaiso University Student Senate and the student body of Valparaiso University.
I state your name
I, Benjamin Weisnora,
as a duly appointed representative of the student body
as a duly appointed representative of the student body
and Valparaiso University,
and Valparaiso University,
do hereby solemnly affirm to
do hereby solemnly affirm to
act in the interest of and as a representative of
act in the interest of and as a representative of
and advocate for Valparaiso University
and advocate for Valparaiso University
and perform all duties to the best of my ability at all times.
and perform all duties to the best of my ability at all times.
Just write your name there and then sign the line. It is the 20th of February. Thank you. Do we have any other new business to propose tonight? If not, we will move to forum of concerns. Any closing remarks from our audience? No? Postmortem, thank you all for coming. Keep up the good work. I'll see you next week. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The meeting is adjourned.
Break out the Sharpies.
So let's do